This season, they entrusted the future of their team to new recruit Ninja Boogie. And under his leadership, fans have witnessed a dramatic change in results. With Cuckoo back to playing core and Armel styling in the mid lane, this all-Filipino roster has become formidable in their home region. Runners-up in the SEA regional qualifiers, please give it up for TNC Predator. After an impressive showing at the end of the last season for this team, Misery moved from coach to captain, and the impact is undeniable. Winners of the South American Regionals, they're not here to make up the numbers. They're here to go the distance. Introducing paiN Gaming.
We've had the comfortable upper bracket matches played, and now it is time to move to those dreadful, or some would say exciting, entertaining best of ones in the lower bracket round 1 here at the Kuala Lumpur Major. We're going to have 2 games. We're going to see 2 teams eliminated. We're going to see 2 teams move forward. And here to talk to you about the first matchup, I've got myself a fresh panel. We've got Gods, we've got paiN, we've got Black. Best of ones.
Yes.
That is the first thing I want to talk about. We're not even mentioning the team's best of ones. Pi, I mean, you're the most fresh of a player. I know I've had...
No. I have a lot of experience
yes,
with these best
that's
of ones.
what, you know, I didn't want to put it out there just yet.
No, because I've been thinking, I thought about this past TI too.
How do you feel about him?
Exactly. So like we start off the groups nice, right? We do well, and then we still end up there, and I lose again. And then I was like, it feels like this has happened a lot, you know? And then I kind of checked it out, and it has happened a lot. I basically been knocked out first out of even being a favorite, being not a, like, it doesn't even matter. I've still been knocked out. I think the past 3 TIs and the past 2 or 3 majors every time. And the worst one probably, I mean, TI is always bad, but the KLMajor one where it was Secret versus
paiN Gaming.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of paiN Gaming.
BO1 Kings here.
No, that's one of the,
you guys watch out for these guys.
That was that was best of 3 though.
Yeah, that's true.
The rest of them were best of 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, they are nerve-wracking. This is like for me, the first 10 minutes of these games, they don't feel that good, especially in TI.
Doesn't matter if have you won best of ones in the first round?
I mean, I played so many tournaments. I can't remember them, but I must have won at least.
Because I'm thinking like those first 10 minutes, even if they go well, are you still like, you know, on edge? You think?
It depends. They've always gone bad, so I'm not sure. I think it lets go. Like just
get it over with.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you prepare for it?
As a caster and analyst, I love best of 1.
You used to be a manager as well.
Yeah, we lost a best of 1. TI2 Absolute Legends best of 1. That was kind of rough. We gave Funnick IO when it was like the one hero he played at the time. Like that, I don't know what we were thinking.
No, the
in a BO1.
Yeah, the thing with best of ones is a lot of the time you over prepare and you get in your own head, and like you make simple things not very simple because you know it's so much on the line, and like that's generally the biggest problem.
And I think a lot of people also have the problem that they don't actually play 100% because they're nervous. I don't think there's more pressure than like best of 1 is like the most amount of pressure you have in a tournament. I think even in a best of 3, you're 1-1. It's like, yeah, okay, last game, but you have 1 game. You do poorly in the early game, it's almost guaranteed that you're out.
TNC know a thing or two about nerves and, you know, losing late games in tense situations. So
they don't need to have a best of 1 to feel the nerves. It feels those group stages. For this first game, it will be TNC versus paiN Gaming. And before the game, I asked both Pi and Gods which 2 players they thought was the key matchup. And you guys went for Misery on one hand, Cuckoo on the other. Yeah. Explain to me on why you went for Misery.
Yeah, no, I mean, these are mostly my players.
Okay.
Like, for me, these are like the 2... for me, they are the drafters and the leaders of the teams. Like that, I think that's why paiN replaced Duster. they wanted more of a leader type player, more of a standard captain.
What's that phase of Misery?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about
He's like,
that.
you better not say anything bad about me.
Yeah.
I'm listening, Pi.
And then both of them are very emotional players.
Mm.
So that's like they're the emotional motors of their teams. So like how they feel, how they draft, like what they say in the game, it's gonna decides a lot.
Yeah, they're kind of the lifeblood of the team.
Yes.
Not listed there. I mean, TNC Cuckoo, he got top 6 at TI, knocking out OG a few years back when OG were one of the favorites to win it. TNC is a team who sometimes shows up and does amazingly well on LAN, but so many times doesn't show up and is just so volatile. They're so unpredictable. They throw away games. That's been the ongoing story with their group stage, at least. But you never know when it comes to playoffs if they're going to suddenly beat one of the top favorites. They're just so individually talented. Armel, they brought in Gabby, who's one of like the best cores in SEA. They've got Cuckoo, who used to be one of the best mids now in the off lane. It's just the team and how it meshes together is always the concern, and decision making is.
What do you think the problem is then? Like they had this like throw issue for a long time. Like we spoke about it earlier a bit, and it always came kind of back to Cuckoo being captain.
Even when they had their best results, they were still like the team who you're like, oh, are they going to throw games?
Are you going to win or going to lose?
Yeah.
So
it's just part of who they are. I mean, I think it's always been kind of a play style with a lot of these players and Cuckoo's teams. I think it's the same way, like some of the CIS teams got a reputation for being super aggressive, just run at you. It's just a playstyle thing. Yeah. It works for them. It's like part of their identity and how they are so good at the same time as how they lose games.
Yeah, we are going to move into the draft. Before, though, I quickly want to just recap on what happened with these teams in the groups, because obviously they are on best of one, and there is a reason for that. In case of paiN Gaming, they only lost to one team, is NIP. They got beaten twice in a row by them. They came third in their group. And in the case of TNC, they actually look really good. In both of their matchups, they've had 2 matches against Chinese teams, Team Astra and VG Gaming, and they had, what was it, 30k leads. They're just
they're taking the racks a lot this way.
Yeah.
Every single game they lost, they took racks.
They like to take racks and then lose.
Yeah.
How does that happen? I feel like that is so.
It might be a lot of opinions. Like a lot of people, like they don't have like one guy leading the team.
No strong captain.
Yeah, I think this is Ninja Boogie drafting right now.
Yeah.
So like maybe they're trying to switch to him being the captain. Like that was the idea, and Cuckoo can like relax and play board.
I think
maybe
that's
like
a bad sign though, right? Like if you switch, like draft us in the tournament.
No, I don't think they switched. Maybe he's been drafting because I haven't seen their series. But like Cuckoo still has his. So maybe there are 2 people, and you stand here, and the other guy's like, "No, we should be farming," and then he's split pushing.
Is Ninja Boogie is a fairly quiet guy, and I know him only as an interviewing / talent, so I probably don't know him the way that he is in game, because I know a lot of people are very different. He talks a lot. All right.
He is.
He's one of the few guys, the players who will like come and sit with us like during events and like come grab a beer at the bar or something and just chill and hang out. So he's a pretty social guy.
He's a very talkative guy.
He's a pretty hype guy too. Like when they're winning, he's the kind of headset on the table slam guy.
He drafted a bit from Mineski too. Like he's a
It was like
he's
Jabs was captain and he was captain for a bit. They kind of alternated.
So here we have a first pick Axe again.
Yeah.
Weaver Tiny. Is that an answer? Kind of, maybe a bit. Like a position 4 Tiny could technically chase him around if he wanted to.
I mean the problem there is like the other position 4 is just gonna hit this Tiny, right?
Yeah.
So
it's not
the thing we've seen though, most people put this Axe as a support, which kind of has been surprising me, because like a lot of these games, I don't see a counter to the wave cutting Axe.
Yeah.
And I think it's still so powerful.
Prophet and Axe.
All right, so now they go for this. I like this. I think this is good for them.
This is their comfort zone.
I believe so. They had success with this, right?
Yeah.
In Hamburg?
It's Misery Prophet, right?
No, I think HFN plays it too.
Yeah,
they carry Prophet.
Yeah.
They can do it both ways, and they had indeed had a lot of success with that in Hamburg, and so much so that it got banned out almost every game that they played in their group stages.
Yeah.
First phase.
No, I think the reason they can do this is that TNC, they haven't picked much teamfight yet. Like, usually when you pick a Prophet, you're kind of... It's a very strong laner, right? But later, like his spells don't really... There's no Ravage there, you know? Like, he can kind of right-click for 100 damage.
It could be pretty annoying for Tiny, because he's got no armor. Like, Tiny can cleave the treants and stuff, but you're going to take a lot of harass.
A support Prophet like him always feels so weak compared to other supports.
Yeah.
So usually if he's a core, he has like quite some good talents to transition to right clicker. But if you have a support Prophet, you just want to win the lanes and snowball from that.
Yeah, you have to help out a carry that's relevant. But
Yeah.
like you do a lot of nice things. Like you can push out lanes that no one else can go to. You can get really good wards out.
What I
And-
like is the
and you can
meteor
wipe-
hammer. You just like TP
That's
to
Misery
tier
style.
3,
Yeah.
and you just hammer it and then you die. It doesn't
Misery,
matter much.
Misery is one of the better position 5
Yeah.
prophets. He's played it quite a bit.
It's also nice as a 5 when you can just split push waves because you just kill a whole creep wave with the meteor hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both teams need to pick up some team fight though. I feel.
Yeah. Both have like 0 so far.
Yeah.
I guess they have a Prophet ult.
From what I could tell from a lot of TNC drafts, and maybe partly why they lost a lot of those leads, was they're not a team that picks a lot of team fight. They're much more about the early mid game, strong lanes,
Pickoffs and stuff.
these, you know, kind of a lot of these semi carriers like Weavers and Tinies in 3 positions pickoffs. A lot more skirmishy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
It's good versus Axe in the mid game, late game. Like it's almost unplayable. Like if you play as a ball versus a ball, you can't initiate with Axe.
Yeah. Just get cold
And
embraced.
it's very good in lane versus Prophet too.
Mhm.
Depending on if if the Prophet gets behind you, then you can't really do much. But later on in the game, he's definitely good versus Prophet.
Yeah, but early game is a bit scary when the
Yeah.
trees just right click you.
Exactly. And then I think both Morph and T-Bear ban out. Yeah.
There's still a PL though.
Yeah.
If they
Think
want
about this.
to.
PL is looking good for better for paiN right now, but they should probably wait one more pick.
Yeah.
So I think there's Phoenix is banned. I'm just thinking of the common heroes. Enigma is banned. So I still think there's a Shaker. They have the axe though, so that
Monkey-
might be
Monkey's
better.
also
Yeah.
banned, which has been one of the common picks.
Yeah.
Curious to see what Weehai ends up on. Visage, Alchemist,
they're
common
the
paiN
closest,
picks,
yeah.
both banned out.
Yeah.
Could see some kind of like Invoker or something make an appearance.
And Walker Storm and his heroes.
Yeah, Lena.
I think they have to be careful with Invoker. They need to see more. Like he's not
Yeah.
very good versus Weaver, and Tiny. It's like it's not. It's pretty uncomfortable to play versus Tiny as Invoker.
At least on the lane, it's quite good though. Like Tiny loses to Invoker pretty badly, like level 3, 4.
Oh, that early?
Yeah.
Like from what I've seen from Tiny is that he actually doesn't lose the lane to anyone. Like he might not beat a lot of heroes, but
I mean, he goes
he'll
even.
always he'll always get his farm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Rubik
it's an alright pick.
against Weaver Winter is quite good.
It scares me a little though, because
Still
their
no
team fight. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I keep harping on this team fight, but usually if you're not completely sure what to pick, for example, an Undying might have been really nice to pick. There.
It's very hard to pick more team fight now though, because like usually the mid hero doesn't really offer too much unless it's like a Zeus.
Yeah.
And you're
And the cores are banned out, right? Like Terrorblade is the classic team fight core.
yeah, and then you have like maybe a faceless void, but it's
No,
also
they
kind
can't.
of awkward.
Yeah, look at their lineup. They can't pick them.
Yeah, it's like, how do you get this team fight in now as paiN gaming? It's gonna be a bit
Yeah,
awkward.
They might end up with a really weird lineup.
yeah.
They have hereby also revealed that Nature's Prophet is for HFN because Misery normally plays Rubik.
I guess, it's yeah, depending where the axe is also going to go, is it?
I guess King RD could also play it, right?
King RD can
No.
play the axe or
No, the Rubik, I mean.
Yeah.
Or
He
either.
can. He can.
Either.
I mean, Miss usually plays it, but I've seen King RD
They
play it.
just picked the Magnus into Rubik. It's also kind of
Yes,
interesting.
they did.
I like that though. I don't think that you can't
Yeah.
care too much about that stuff. You
Yeah.
just gotta you just gotta get what you want to get.
It also makes you less afraid of the PL pick. You've
Yeah,
got
exactly.
whatever your carry is going to be can have the empower for the cleave, so you're just making that PL pick that much weaker.
I mean, potentially they could even pick PL themselves if they wanted to.
Yeah.
paiN?
No, TNC.
TNC?
Yeah. No, they could.
As like a last pick or
Like
something.
it's not
to slip
amazing
through.
versus Axe, right? But
It could be
Um,
a support axe is what
yeah,
we're,
and
we're
it's
thinking.
but it's not completely unplayable. You know?
Yeah. A lot of people are surprised by how much damage PL deals to Axe in lane, actually. He has like, he has like one armor, you charge on him, and you do like 100 damage.
No, you can't really lane it straight up, I think.
Yeah, no, 1v1, no. But like, if you get a good opportunity,
Yeah.
like a jungle or something, then
I think PL's even not too bad against axe come mid to late game, particularly support axe, just because you kind of chip away at him, you burn his mana,
Yeah.
and it's pretty hard to play axe if you once that PL illusion gets on top of you.
I mean, paiN has no bonus time left anymore either. The lineup is
Okay.
Conker. I guess there's team fight.
Yeah, I like that.
That's good.
They needed something like that. It's
Yeah.
a good pick.
Who's gonna play it?
We are for sure.
Yeah. It's,
He
They're-
plays that hero quite a bit.
so it's a tiny mid, most likely. And
Yeah.
then Magnus.
They can also switch it up and get like an Ember here. Like they're gonna see all of paiN's heroes, right?
but it's
Yeah.
Magnus offlane no matter what.
They could play.
Yeah.
Gabby is a big Weaver player. He loves that hero.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
could
If
be
they
a
wanna
carry
play a
weaver.
carry.
But carry weaver and Magnus look so. It's like wood.
That's true. I guess then you're looking at like some kind of you can pick.
It would work with
melee
Ember,
mids.
though.
Yeah,
Something
Ember.
Ember.
I mean, PL is still fine for them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They can still and they can still do Ember, as I said. What else is there? Probably forgetting something.
It's Ember. I mean, tiny with Empower. We saw what VG did with that.
Yeah.
TNC is also one of the few teams that actually wanted the big OD, and they did really good in that game, even though they ended up losing it anyway because, well, that was a little bit of their trend.
0% win rate.
Now, for me, I would want to hear that use the stand power.
Yeah.
I don't want to last pick a support.
I would actually really like to see Ember. I always felt like Ember does really well against Kunkka. Not only in the lane, but in the game as well.
Yeah.
As well as Prophet and Ruby, they can't do anything against Ember.
No, I think it's pretty decent. But the thing is, they're probably going to rely... Like, I think they have a hard time figuring out this ban. I would have to. They kind of just want to see what paiN are going to pick. Because their lineup, like, it kind of has everything, you know? Like, it has pretty good laning heroes, and it has decent team fight. It's good pick-off.
You're also just unsure of the lanes. Like, is HFN playing the Prophet? Is it going to be off-lane for Tavo? Is Axis support or off-lane?
And a carry Prophet in a BO1 isn't that scary. Imagine your early game goes bad.
Yeah. Bloodseeker, okay.
And a Bloodseeker.
That's fair enough.
Banning out a core.
Banning Bloodseeker.
Okay, I'm just looking at Mr.'s face there.
Why did that happen? It doesn't strike me as particularly amazing in this game.
Bloodseeker?
Yeah.
I think it lanes very well versus all these heroes, right?
It might hint as towards a hero that TNC wants to
I know, I
pick
play
too.
Wyvern, and I know it's annoying to play Wyvern versus Bloodseeker.
You could also hint to Weaver being a 1, like Bloodseeker just destroys Weaver.
Yeah. They banned the PL.
Yeah.
There is the
Ooh,
Spectre.
Now that's cool. Now they really backed up their team fight here.
Yeah.
It's a really good hero this game.
You like the lineup of paiN?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there might be a cool last pick here that I haven't thought about.
What is kind of the plan that paiN wants to have with the heroes they have?
All right, so I mean, the idea, right, is I'm guessing now that the Prophet is support.
Prophet 4x3.
I mean, I think it's a Emissary Prophet, and he's just gonna help
like
the Spectre in lane.
Okay.
And then when the lane, like, eventually Prophet isn't that strong in lane, and he's gonna TP out.
Spectre
It's gonna
Prophet
start ganking.
It's gonna have a lot of teamfight presence as well. A lot of teamfight damage now.
Yeah.
Whereas they were lacking it before, now they really have a strong teamfight.
It looks good. It looks
Alright.
Yeah. Much more comprehensive.
Last hero for TNC then.
Is it gonna be Ember?
And they could do a
maybe?
Juggernaut or something like that.
Ooh, that's a
Huskar.
Huskar.
Ooh, that's juicy. That, I mean, it's not the melee hero from Power, but you look, I mean, this is TNC's way. They love the early game, they love the lanes.
And it crushes Kunkka.
And we saw, we say that, but we saw that before with it was Fata playing.
Yeah, but then he ran away, right? The Kunkka ran away, level 6, and started ganking instead.
Isn't Axe pretty good against Huskar?
It can be if he gets farmed.
Yeah, a farmed X is really good.
Yeah, I mean, it
against
depends though. Like, he gets a lifesteal talent eventually. He has his inner vitality.
Hard to call, man.
I mean, Fata, when he played this, was level 6 against level 4 Kunkka, if I recall. So you can, it's more like one of those heroes is static, the other Kunkka who's going to lose a lane can at least go make plays happen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The production has decided that you guys are up first with deciding who's going to take the one and only game.
We have to decide.
I actually like paiN. I just haven't seen this Huskar do it much.
No, I just feel like TNC is not, like, they've already had so many problems closing out games. I don't think they can do it. And the Spectre is just gonna get too fat, and I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't believe in TNC in this game. I'm gonna go paiN as well.
One for paiN.
I'm going paiN too.
Two for paiN.
For the same reasons.
This is not some European, North American Huskar. This is the region that invented Huskar, guys. Southeast Asian Dota. They took it to the Frankfurt Major, the very first one. They wreaked havoc there, and they're going to do the same here. TNC.
Fair enough.
I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to believe together with you. Both teams actually have massive fan bases out there, so hold on to your seats. It is best of one time, elimination time for one of these two teams, and the people bringing you this match are none other than ODPixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, an exciting best of one on our hands here between these two teams. And a very sort of exciting couple of drafts. We're getting sort of Kunkkas in, we're getting Magnus's, and then a Huskar sort of slapped in at the end of it all. And a bit of a different one. I mean, this is a Magnus lineup. He's only got one melee sort of hero around him, the Tiny, that he can buff up to get the cleave. So it's a little bit of a different one. You know, that they may not have expected that Huskar to sort of come in as the 5th pick. I mean, the question is, are they prepared for it? Is this a game where we're going to see the Huskar just run over a side, or do they have ways to deal with a Huskar strat?
He could run over if he just crushes this lane, but I think the X factor could really be Misery, right? Like, I think a Nature's Prophet TP, if a Huskar gets kind of low, just from a couple cleaves, could maybe be the thing to turn the tide of that mid lane, though. I've seen this mid lane a few times, this Huskar versus Kunkka, and yeah, you usually outlevel and kind of crush the Kunkka unless you get some help. How are these lane setups going to be? So they've got Spectre set up for bottom. Also, by the way, it's a 5-position Tiny, so the only one that they can actually empower is a 5-position Tiny. They can just give damage to the rest of them, but yeah. A little bit strange to see them pick the Magnus also into the Rubik, right? So it gives the Rubik a potential for a much better game for King RD, and I think he could be huge for this team. If he gets this like BKB piercing lockdown, they have so many different ways to set up their fights too on this Rubik. Yeah. Like I think Misery early game, he'll probably be the X factor for this Nature's Prophet just to make sure they can solidify the lanes. But then mid game, I think for paiN, he's going to be watching King RD. What spells he can steal. If he gets just like Shahuchi, he's able to steal an RP from good positioning. Could be pretty massive for them. Well, on the side of TNC, I mean, they've got this Huskar that could just run away with the game. They've even got a save for him. So sometimes we've been seeing this Huskar lately without a save. They have the Wyvern, which can actually act as that protection for him.
And also down the line, depending on how the Weaver wants to build. You never know, might get an Aghanims online in the later stages. And you've got that secondary save from the time lapse also, which can be very, very hard to play against.
So we're saying, Misery, he is probably the X factor in the laning phase. And this is what he's trying to go for here to set up his Kunkka for success in the lane. But TNC, they seem aware.
Playing it cool. And not moving the courier down the lane for now.
Treants look like they're going to actually just walk him in and start helping right away. This is kind of what I expected him to do. Just put the pressure onto the Huskar right from the start. Extra physical damage. Anything to try to give your Kunkka a better start in that laning phase. Bottom, let's see. So Tiny Magnus versus Rubik Spectre. Spectre should get some farm down here. It is going to be an empowered Tiny though. So even though it is a 5 position, his damage is pretty good. 77 with 15 on top, 92. Easy.
See Tim's come over to the mid lane as the Wyvern.
Yeah.
Make sure that Armel, he can sort of have an okay time in the first few levels.
Yeah, I like this rotation. Just he understands. All right, Furion comes here. I'm going there mid too because Weaver should be able to have a fine type versus Axe. Axe at one point will probably just walk and pull the creep waves into neutrals anyway, even if he's in the top lane. But Weaver, Gabby, very comfortable in this matchup. Especially like playing these like high base damage heroes versus Axe when you're ranged doesn't feel that bad. Like the Battle Hunger can be a bit annoying sometimes, but Axe only has like one armor. Oh my god.
Archangel, he was trying to, I mean, I guess he was trying to dive under that. I mean, they're not really low HP.
I mean, he got skewered.
Yeah. Ah, he did.
Has to be careful
Cuckoo
of
getting
that.
a grab on him. Yeah, he can't come anywhere near that tower, otherwise he's going to get sucked straight into it.
The King RD has to spam Fade Bolt in this lane to reduce their damage, because that's actually the big problem is Spectre has 51 base damage, Magnus has 64 without Empower, Tiny has 80 without Empower. So yeah, King RD really has to try to secure those lasts. They have to like manipulate the wave a little bit too. I actually think pulling a creep wave behind a tower could be an option. Oh, Courier? Oh, no, Misery. Oh, he was so close. He went the opposite way.
Mid lane CS, even at the moment between Weehar and Armel.
I was saying Spectre should be able to farm down here. I take that back actually.
He's
Magnus and Tiny it's too much base damage. It really is. And Rubik doesn't contribute that much. He can throw the Fade Bolt to try to help, but yeah, there's way too much base damage. I take that back completely for the Spectre.
I mean, what do you do about this? Can you sort of swap the lanes up if you're paiN? Or do you just sort of have to accept the fact that the Spectre's going to have a tough start?
I think they're just going to accept the fact that and try to get their Axe off to a good one. So he can at least get a Blink Dagger early and try to make plays around the map. Or try to just get tanky early on as RD. Will just get tossed and he's dead.
Alright, 2 kills so far.
This is problematic already. Their Axe already, like we said, he's going to start cutting creep wave because he can't just contest in lane versus that Weaver. But mid's going to start getting worse and worse. Bottom's going to get harder. They have to bring Misery. Like we said, it's a lot based on how much Misery's movements to see how he can solidify their lanes. And now Ninja Boogie, he's actually looking for Tavo here. Gabby's there. He doesn't have... Okay, he does have a Mango. He can use the Swarm if he wants to. He's not using it, though.
It doesn't seem to want to fully commit with Ninja Boogie.
Oh, now he used it, though.
Oh. I mean, there was six stick charges on the Axe, but still could have potentially been a kill.
Didn't want to miss all the last hits under the tower, I guess.
Yeah. On him, Cuckoo.
He's dragging Misery.
Oh, he gets it perfect, but Misery with the TP. Oh, he lives.
20 HP or something, or 12 HP.
That was close. Good play from Cuckoo there.
That was dangerously close.
Gotta be careful. Mid lane.
It's like we said, it's getting worse. It's getting harder and harder for Weehaw. He's getting levels though. He's hit 4 already from that help that he got from Misery at the start, but level 4 is now already on Huskar, so those Fire Spears actually really start to hurt. Level 2 and 3 Burning Spears are really the problem. The lane for set. The dagger actually off the mark on the Magnus. Are you gonna throw him back? Keep that harassment going. Tavo's got this extra regen at least, but still, like we were talking about, only 2 armor on that axe versus a 86 damage Weaver. Can be a bit problematic as Ninja Boogie's looking to set up for him here. He's got a Mango too, so he's got both spells. Rune's coming out. Weaver's gonna rotate over. So is Misery though.
Ninja Boogie will secure the top bouncy rune.
Oh, Gabby ditched him.
Yeah, he totally has. Ninja Boogie does get a little toss, but with the Battle Hunger on him, there's not really anything that can save this time. So tick down, Tavo gets the first kill for paiN Gaming this match. It's now 2-1 between the two of them.
Gabby doesn't even tip him or anything. Oh, Gabby's like, I'm sorry. There's too many creeps in the lane. There's a bounty rune. Apologies, sir.
Tavo, nice and aggressive, popping the Mango there as he did see if he closed the gap for a call. He's quick enough to get away, bottom lane.
Spectre's catching up a little bit in last hit, but he's having to spend so much money on regen,
and now... a lot of trouble here as well with the wraparound for Ninja Boogie. Skewer to slow him down. The right click from this Tiny with his tree will secure another kill this bottom lane.
It's a problem. They have Weaver free farming, they have Huskar free farming, Magnus having a great time too, and their Kunkka, he's not really getting much of anything. Now is the time where he's level 4 to the level 6, just like, you know, Gods was saying he saw this matchup earlier, or yesterday, or the day before, and it was the same exact thing when Fado was playing it. This gets far too difficult even if you get some help. And now rotations are coming. Magnus is sitting down bottom alone for the time being because he's got this Empower, he's got the higher base damage versus Spectre. And they're looking to threaten kills. They spot that Weehaw's getting an Invis rune top. But they're prepared for a kill on him anyway. They want to try. They have a sentry.
Oh, Weehaw's getting greedy with that positioning.
They have a sentry.
He is charging straight in. And that is going to cost him his life there. Weehaw beaten down. TNC continue to have a very good hold of all 3 lanes, coming out on top in CS. This is a rough start from paiN.
Yeah, how's their axe doing? So Tavo at least almost has the Vanguard. How are the levels as well? Alright, the levels aren't really quite there, the Furion. They're going to need the Nature's Prophet as well as the Spectre to get some decent level 6 timing. So when the Kunkka does hit 6, they can like just triple pop ultis and then they can look to set up for kills. But at this current moment, it's already 2k gold lead and near 3k experience lead. This is not the start that paiN wanted at all versus this Huskar lineup, which can just snowball out of control.
Angel. Again, just having to be so careful down there. Anytime sort of Ninja Boogie shows his face, Spectre has to back right up. There's a lot of disable and control between the Tiny and the Magnus. Top lane. They go on to Tavo. Tavo does get the call off onto Gabby. Telekinesis as well to continue to disable them. Gabby trying to remove the Battle Hunger will do so. Gucci off as well will keep Gabby alive for now as he hides in the trees. Tavo getting slowed and hurt by the Splinter Blast. Tims will try for the Golden Brace, but with the Fade Bolt from King RD, paiN do claim the kill on Tims.
Close to them getting both of them too. That dunk was very close to bringing down Gabby.
Ku trying for a bit of a grab there onto Archangel, but Archangel able to just get himself far enough away. Taking that illusion rune. It's going to, as I say, be a slow start for both Weehaw and Archangel this match. As Weehaw sitting very, very important at the moment. Only 16 CS and level 5. It's going to be a slow game for the Kunkka.
Yeah. He's definitely going to have a rough one. Their lineup is poised around getting to the late game, right? They've got a Spectre, they've got this Axe, they've got this Nature's Prophet. They just need to get to that point, but right now it's looking very problematic for them. As Misery, he's top. He's under pressure though. Gabby, more than enough damage.
for more here, Tavo.
He's got a Vanguard, so he's pretty durable.
Mid lane though, the wraparound's coming again for Ninja Boogie as Armel and Ninja Boogie take down Weehawk. The life of the Kunkka not getting any sweeter this game as it's getting to the point where both there's a Tiny and a Rubik in this game that are close to overtaking the net worth of this Kunkka. A very rough start for Weehawk.
Very rough start all around. Misery now. Bottom shows up. They have a hunt. They're going to try to go for Ninja Boogie. They should be able to get him with Archangel here.
Oh,
Skewer away.
That doesn't
Still
matter.
going to die to
Tower
tower.
was there. Okay, so they're going to kill him in turn.
But Cuckoo's turning on him.
Cuckoo's got RP.
Oh.
Yeah, Archangel has to be careful.
Pump fake.
Stick charges.
Now I can just keep the spam going. And Archangel, he's going to get pushed out of this lane. The bottle. Bounty runes are coming up.
Cuckoo. See, Cuckoo should be able to grab them. Oh, yeah, he's in. He's got it.
He's got the Quelling Blade. Now he might. He's getting surrounded, but Ninja Boogie's here.
They can turn towards King ID with the Avalanche. Cuckoo. Oh, tossed in. Closing the gap. Doesn't want to blow RP for just the Rubik, so we'll skewer to safety. Weehawk was heading over as well. Cuckoo keeps himself out of harm's way. And have the range, of course, to get the X onto him.
They're trying everything they can on paiN to try to make sure that Archangel can farm, but he gets hit by like 2 shockwaves and he just has to leave the lane. Now they're trying to give a bit of experience for Misery. I mean, they need to try to get their level 6s on these 2 supports for paiN to really have much of an option. I think Archangel has to just go top. Problem is that laning versus a Weaver who's this farmed is also very difficult. Doesn't have a place to be on the map as the Spectre right now. As anywhere he goes, he'll just get pushed out of lane. A very early tier 1 5k gold lead, 10 minutes, TNC with their Huskar, with their early game draft. The pressure is working.
Absolutely crushing it so far, TNC. This is a fantastic showing from them in this opening. 11 minutes, as you say. Huskar with his armlet. Cuckoo, 1300 towards the Blink Dagger. Top lane, King RD starting to play around with Gabby, but Gabby's got the time lapse.
Gabby?
Continuing to search. King RD with the stolen Shikuchi. Will be fine. Gets himself away from the rotation of TNC.
The playmaking is severely sacrificed so far for paiN because, you know, the playmaking really comes out from the Kunkka early on, but when he gets his lane completely shut down, it makes it a lot harder. So now the next big play for them is get these level 6s on their supports, which they already have on the Rubik, of course, but get 6 on Furion and get Axe a Blink Dagger. Tavo needs to find that space to farm. Archangel just has to play extremely defensively until that point. Just thinking if they can contest the first Rosh, it's going to be coming pretty soon. If they have the Axe Blink Dagger, they can. I think without it, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to really get into that pit.
Yeah, unless they just want to sort of lead in with an aggressive haunt or just sort of have Misery run in. Someone to just sort of pick it off.
Yeah, the thing is that it's like sometimes with these type of drafts, it's like the Huskar can start drop low while doing it, but if they have a Winter Wyvern there with Cold Embrace, you can just tank it for him. And bottom,
they get a touch onto Tavo.
Oh, he can't die here. If he dies, it's going to be so painful.
Oh, he's in trouble. He's trying to run, but there's 4 heroes upon him. Cuckoo skewers forward.
And Gabby gets a solo kill on Weeha in the meantime.
Oh, boy. TNC looking very, very nice so far. This 12 minutes in, 9-3, 4K lead. And Armel and Gabby in prime position at the top of the net worth. It's going to be a rough one for paiN to turn around.
Yeah. That slows down the Blink Dagger a heavy amount. They've given Misery a lane, so now he's level 6, but this Nature's Prophet. Ideally, you want him to try to secure your lanes. It did not happen this game. It was too difficult for Misery to really be able to because of the draft that Predator went for.
So King RD with a wraparound top.
They should be able to get Tim's here.
They've got eyes on him. King RD coming in with a Shikuchi. Tim's?
Give it a Spectre.
Okay, he'll live a little bit.
They got to give it a Spectre. Yeah, they will. They got to pretty much give every single kill that he shows up for to him. Weeha mid. We'll get the boat out, but he's being chased. It actually connects on Ninja Boogie. Will he toss in Armel? He's putting a ward down for it.
Oh, very nice. Getting that vision. Weeha does have the roam on him, though. And that damage reduction will be enough to keep him safe. As he survives top lane, Gabby was looking for Archangel, but he gets held in place by the Sprout, and that will allow Archangel to get back to safety. Whilst this all goes on, though, Cuckoo finds the space to finish off that Blink Dagger. So Blink Dagger now on the Magnus.
He's got it before the Axe actually finishes it by a good margin. Tavo still 900 gold away. So the initiations already were pretty easy for TNC. Now it's going to come a lot more naturally with this. As Weehaw gets Fog.
Yep. Is found by Ninja Boogie, and Ninja Boogie swiftly tosses him into the hands of Armel's Huskar.
King RD immediately sets it to try to cut some waves here with that Chikuchi. Pretty low on mana though. He only has one more. But he will get that whole wave. So instead, we see TNC. They're just like, okay, we already have Gabby pushing top. We'll go for that one. And Tavo just desperately trying to find Blink Dagger. The rest of them, the moves just for paiN are, they're impossible without Blink on Axe. They could look to make one if an overextension happens from TMC, but they are not doing so right now. 10 to 4, 15 minutes going to be coming around, so they're going to look to secure those bounty runes. The ping's already coming out. paiN want to secure at least the 2 on the bottom side.
One good fight.
Oh.
Getting the Spectre Evolve could do it.
TNC, they want the runes instead.
Cuckoo pops an RP, takes the runes away from Tavo and drags Tavo back towards Armel. There'll be a toss forward. Tavo tries for the TP out, but with the avalanche from Ninja Boogie, there's no escape for Tavo.
And Misery TP down bottom too. They seem to be aware of this. They were pinging him out for a moment, but he is going to try to hide at least in the trees for a bit. Cuckoo's going to farm this game. He does not know. But now top. Weehaw getting stalked again by Gabby. Every single time they walk out, TNC just has so much control and such easy ways to pressure now. Weehaw is bottom 4 net worth.
Just the pro buff on him and TP's out. It's going to take a lot of time for Weehaw to be any sort of presence in this game. At the moment, really, it is just going to be the buff that's going to be the huge play from him if he can keep the Spectre alive. And the Axe as well, just allowing sort of Tavo and Archangel to do damage in the fight.
They're just not gonna have. They're not gonna have damage for Armel though. Like their physical damage is already so limited because you know Kunkka, he can do good damage if he gets to the point where he's strong enough. But Weehaw is just so shut down. He's about to get level 10 for that talent, but they're already killing the Roche. Spectre looks like he was going for the Yasha. He could try to get like a little bit of that damage in the early game, but the rest of them, they don't contribute enough. They don't contribute pretty much anything versus this Armel Huskar. 8k gold advantage, and it just continues to increase. Weehaw trying to get any cheap items possible, going for the drums this game. Not something we see so often anymore. We used to see like the double bracer quite a lot. But Weehaw's just trying to get anything he can possibly get as he's 0-4-0 in this game because of that real tough lane that he's put in. RD at least has a Yule's finished. So you see him. He's been addressing the lanes. He's taking the risky farm because he keeps stealing Sakuchi.
Damn, look at that. Dota Plus, we knew it loved Spectre. But giving paiN Gaming a favorable chance to close this game. It's slowly slipping away though. As we'll see another catch here from Ninja Boogie. Gets the connection onto King RD with the combo.
Did it really say that? It really does. It says 57% still for Dire. This is a 5. Well, it was a 5-position Tiny, but this Tiny, who's a support, has a Blink Dagger too, so he can look to set up on these squishies.
It really likes Spectre.
That's pretty wild. They've got Blink on Tavo now. All right, Blink on Tavo. Do they have Nature's Prophet ulti? They don't, but they have Spectre Hunt. So who can he find? Weaver's pretty tanky. Magnus is pretty tanky. Huskar's pretty tanky. Tiny's pretty tanky. There's not a lot of good options for the Axe to actually find, even if he's able to. The next goal, of course, will be that Blade Mail, which they're desperately going to need for the damage. But now, TNC, it's time to control the map fully. Since they have that Aegis, let Armel take all the last 2 towers. And top, Ninja Boogie finds a solo kill. Support Tiny, early Blink Dagger. These heroes are food. Rubik, Nature's Prophet, easy kills for him to set up on constantly. Archangel's just going for full early game. So Yasha into Blade Mail.
Yeah, he needs something that they can sort of maybe put together a fight, team fight together with. Otherwise, the base is just going to get run over. He doesn't have the time to sort of go for those bigger items straight up. They need something, and they need it as soon as possible. paiN Gaming.
They're trying to pressure any type of towers that they can, any gold that they can get. Even if they lose one of these supports or 2, they just need to get some type of map control and some type of gold going toward this. But we see Tims. He ports the tier 2, setting up so his teammates can port the tier 1 quickly. We see the Magnus already coming in. RP on 2.
He does. He gets the boat for them, skewers them back into the hands of the rest of the team. The boat will be coming out. The Winter's Curse holds them to the side. Tavo getting a good bit of damage onto Armel, but it's not enough. As Armel will stay alive. Misery tried to TP out, but he'll burn out before he's able to escape. He's dead. The horn comes out from Archangel as Archangel does manage to get himself out of there. paiN Gaming, they will just lose 2. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Oh, they're gonna get the tower denied as well.
Oh, okay. That does make it quite a little bit worse as well. So that tower that they were struggling to find, as you said, just desperate to get some sort of golden objective, it's going to be cut down by TNC, limiting the gold. The paiN will gain from that. It's a huge lead still being held very strongly by TNC.
All right, Dota Plus shifted now. After that one, it did.
I was like, oh, okay.
It's like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Ninja Boogie gets the toss back. Weehaw again.
Oh, no. Weehaw. What's the KDA on the Kunkka at the moment?
0-5-0.
0-5-0. It's not been a good game for Weehaw. He's been put in a tough position for sure.
I mean, they tried to help him too, right? Like Misery tried to go for the courier snipe. He tried to give a hand mid lane, but TNC, they were prepared. And Ninja Boogie goes for the toss back. Ninja, oh, he actually catches King RD. He's got the heals though.
It's not going to save him though.
He's not at all.
That's TNC.
They're already hitting high ground.
They are. I mean, what are paiN Gaming going to do?
Throw some daggers.
What do you do about this?
Where's Tabo?
You're losing your racks.
They need
20 minutes
Tabo.
in.
Oh no, Archangel. HFN's already giving the well plays.
He is, and that's not a happy well played.
No, has he queued up the Midases yet? No, he's still got the...
And that's when you know he's really
that's when you know
happy.
HFN's really been upset.
As Armel just jumping in onto Misery, takes another. Back to the racks.
They just took... They wrote the time.
What were they writing the time
That's the
on?
Aegis timer.
Oh.
So 20 seconds till Roche, till that Aegis goes down, but they've already claimed the racks. 21 minutes.
Oh no, look who they found outside of the base. Archangel. He's been found. They don't even need an RP, as they'll just give him the horn with the skewer.
And they're looking for more. Armel walking toward mid. Aegis will get reclaimed in 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
so full heal, and they've got wards already placed around the outside the base too. So paiN, they're getting suffocated completely, and it's...
I mean, it really has to be every team's sort of worst nightmare, isn't it? And you're in a best-of-1 knockout game, and then you see a 5th pick Huskar come through against you. It's got to be a pretty rough feeling at the moment on the side of paiN Gaming. But for TNC, you know, smiles all around. You get the Huskar in, you're like, oh, you got a great chance. And as we're seeing from this first 20 minutes of play, TNC, I mean, not just the mid lane, just all across the map, they are playing absolutely perfectly, as paiN Gaming are struggling to keep up.
Yeah, they got the lane setup they wanted. They adjusted really quickly when they saw paiN making the moves around. They got their Weaver super farmed. Everything is going perfect for TNC.
You just got to be really aware of these cheese picks in the best of ones.
Yeah, and now
otherwise they can just knock you straight out of the competition.
Yeah, and Cuckoo, he's itemizing, you know, like the ideal way that I've been seeing these Magnuses go for. You get your Blink, you go for like these Guardian Greaves, if you want like a Crimson Guard if the game suits for it, or a Pipe. So just tanking everybody up, and we already saw paiN. They don't have damage in their lineup. They don't have the Blade Mail on the Axe still. And TNC, they're not slowing down. This Huskar has 3,500 HP at
massive.
the 22-minute mark.
Absolutely massive. 8-0-2 arm out. That's down. The bottom lane they go. What do they do to get him off this tier 3 tower? The options are incredibly limited.
Everyone's there for TNC. This is the secondary racks.
I mean, everyone's there for paiN Gaming, but everyone on paiN Gaming, even as a 5-man, there's just nothing they can do.
Misery steps up a bit far, has to be very careful. Doesn't have any Earth Charges. Okay, they've got Blade Mail on Spectre.
Tavo. He's going to jump in, but there's a cold embrace. Ninja Boogie comes in with the combo onto Misery. Misery falls. Get the boat down and out onto Armor, but Armor simply jumps across it straight on top of Weehaw. There'll be a buyback from Misery, but Weehaw's dead for 45 seconds, does not have the money for buyback. Not that that matters, and indeed, GG is called. They'll tap out paiN Gaming as TNC take a nice, solid, quick victory here in the best of 1, and will be able to themselves continue their hopes and dreams here at the Kuala Lumpur Major. But for paiN Gaming, it certainly is painful. As I say, losing in a best of 1 to a Huskar, it's your worst nightmare as a professional player. It has to be. You come into this game, I mean, you could have only imagined as soon as the draft ended and they see that Huskar hero pop up, they're already, as a team, like the morale's got to be pretty shaky. It's hard to sort of keep yourselves together, and they just didn't get to play Dota that game at all.
They really didn't. I mean,
just over.
Parker said it, right?
Yeah.
You're playing versus a team a region that pretty much invented the Huskar, that came out with the Huskar time and time again, and they executed perfectly. And in this game, it was no different. They even had just solid lanes all around. They've got this tiny Ninja Boogie who had a fantastic game making movements around. And yeah, paiN, they tried to make these adjustments, right? Misery's like, I need to snipe Courier. Wasn't able to find it. I need to help mid. Helped a tiny bit, but then the rotations came, and it just seemed from start to finish, it was pretty much impossible.
It certainly did seem that way. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. TNC taking this best of one against paiN Gaming incredibly quickly, 22 minutes in. As that's it from myself and Folk, we'll pass you back to the panel to hear what they have to say about the power of the Huskar.
The power of the Huskar definitely was felt by paiN Gaming. It hurts indeed for them as they are eliminated here from the Kuala Lumpur Major. And TNC, you know, they had problems in the group stages with games going late and not being able to close out, but you don't have those problems if the games don't get to that point. This game was super quick. I'm going to start with you, Gods, because you have still got 100% prediction rate, by the way. You believe TNC could pull off this fast-paced draft.
They got Huskar in their blood. These guys, they know how to win Huskar games. They're not going to let go late game. No chance to throw, as Shiva said. But yeah, they played it really well. They just dominated the laning stage. We just saw kind of a lack of presence from this support duo. Nature's Prophet Rubik support duo, I feel like we didn't even quite recognize during the draft just how kind of weak that is. Because they really just lost the game in the laning stage.
I think the biggest problem was like not the heroes, but the way they laned. Why did they put the Spectre off lane against the tiny Magnus? Just put it safe lane against the Weaver with the Prophet supporting him, and he's gonna free farm for sure. So, I mean, you're gonna lose middle no matter what. Like helping him there, I think actually lost him the game.
Yeah. No, that's what I said too, right? I get the idea. Like you get this in your head, right? Like I have to, like this matchup is really bad. I have to help him out, so like it gets better. But usually, this is what happens. And the matchup is like it's even too bad to help out. So like the Prophet's strongest point is like the first 2 minutes, and if you spend the first 2 minutes behind the enemy's tower, like yeah, you're not really using the hero. So it's just a mess up there. And then obviously, like the Huskar is very hard to kill this game.
Yeah.
But I just think if they put the Axe off lane, let him cut creeps, he's gonna get really farmed. And then the Spectre's gonna do fine top. And then like you can kill the rest of the team and you'll deal with the Huskar later. But that's not what happened.
There was no later.
There was no dealing with anyone.
Nope.
The Wyvern pick with the Huskar just worked really well because even if the Axe does get really farmy offlane, they've got that solution to the Axe.
Yep.
Like the Huskar's never going to get Blink cold on with a Blade Mail and just die to Axe. So I think even if the lane stage went a bit closer, it was still not going to be an easy game for paiN Gaming by any means.
Yeah, overall, I mean that's that is a disappointing result for them because they came fourth in Hamburg, and not making it out of the last place basically.
It sucks because they got this matchup. They got third in their group. They had kind of some close games, and then they suddenly versed probably a team who's maybe a top 8 team at this tournament. TNC is really freaking good. They just happen to be in this crazy group of death and get last place, and suddenly you're paiN Gaming, you almost get winner bracket, you don't really quite get there, and you're versing a 4th place TNC team in that group. That's some bad luck. They're wishing they got, a Gambit or someone, a paiN X. No offense to those teams, but they're weaker than TNC right now.
Yeah.
Like
On the other hand, I don't feel too bad for them. I think they're gonna get a lot of chances at every major coming up.
Yeah.
I don't see them not qualifying, so
that's very true.
They'll get another shot.
I mean, it's the first major of the season, so it's the beginning. You're confident that they will make it. Final TNC, they looked pretty good. This, all the issues that we talked about before the game started, with them going late game and then maybe not being very comfortable with how they played in the groups. None of that was there. It was just clean game.
Wasn't the hardest test either though. Like paiN is not bad by any means, but when you compare them to the other teams, they were in Group B. It's like probably a level or two below that. Yeah. So we'll see how the next game goes for them. But I was really impressed that they, just managed to focus, play a clean game.
Yeah, it was a very clean game.
Yeah. Just do what you have to do and finish the game.
Yeah, by this time, 22 minutes was the game time By this point, we have actually talked longer about this game than the actual game length with the before and after. It's, I mean, it was that clean. And for TNC, they're going to be very happy as well that they are now through to the best of 3 rounds. They don't no longer have to play best of 1s that are scary. Even if you go in as a favorite, they're going to be scary going in. And I think, Pa, you said that the first 10 minutes are the ones that really maybe get to you.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good, those first 10 minutes. And, you know, who's going to be extra happy with that? It's going to be Ninja Boogie, who I believe we are going to talk to, as he was the man behind the draft. Hey, Ninja Boogie.
Hello.
Congratulations on that game.
No, thank you.
I'm going to ask, why was this the perfect Huskar game for you guys? Were you surprised you were still able to get it at that point as well?
Yeah, I think. I'm not too sure because, like, I don't know, Huskar is just super cheese, and someone just thought about it in the last pick, and yeah, we just picked it.
It worked out great. And that day rest, did that do anything for you guys? Did you use that time usefully?
Yeah, you know, we practiced a bit and whatnot, discussed. I was pretty worried because, like, I was really hoping that I could get second pick because I was worried about potential cheese from paiN, but we ended up cheesing them. So
two BO1 specialist teams.
Yeah.
So Mike, I want to talk to me about the group stage.
Ooh.
What the fuck happened, man?
I don't know. We have a problem closing out the game, and yeah, we've had a lot of discussion. You know, Gabby's still pretty inexperienced when it comes to late game, higher level Dota, and you know, we're trying to teach him and whatnot, trying to make him more confident and finish out the games, you know, as a carry.
Did it still feel like good practice? Because your group was on probably the strongest group by far. Like, do you still, even though you got 4th place, did you feel like, you know, you learned a lot? I mean, obviously, you're talking about it, but
I was definitely happy with, like, our performance because, like, coming to the group stage, we pretty much lost every scrim, so I was pretty, like, down and whatnot, and I was shocked we were putting up such a good fight. In fact, I think all the games we should have won. But yeah, it kind of sucks not winning them, but you know, we're learning and trying to improve.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
No, so you joined TNC right after TI. So I'm just wondering, did you come in, did he ask you to be the captain? Did he want to make a change there?
I kind of approached them and said I think I can lead the team. I learned a lot from Ineski, and I just approached them and felt that I could take that spot and lead them, you know.
Okay. And Kuku was alright with that?
Yeah, he wanted to be off lane, you know, he doesn't like being supported.
It was done with that.
he's done carry, you know, he's done mid, carry, support. He's like, all right, one more roll to try.
Yeah.
Worked out.
All right, then one more quick little question for all the people out there, maybe even for me, maybe for you too, Pai. If you lose games like that, it has to be, I mean, we all lost games like that, I think, with like 30k leads and whatnot. Like, how do you manage to recover from that, like, mentally?
Oh, well, for me, I just open up CSGO and start shooting people.
Okay.
You know, just release the stress, you know.
I like it, yeah.
A good night's sleep, you know.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
All right. Everybody's got their ways of dealing with stuff. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Ninja Boogie, and we hope to see a lot more from TNC in the coming days. Take your well-deserved rests, and congratulations once more.
Thank you.
And that, of course, was Ninja Boogie from TNC, who now move forward and are away from the best of 1s. We could take a quick look at the bracket and see where that puts them, just, you know, for good measure, because why not? There you go. They are awaiting their opponents.
And
they got Alliance, right?
Yeah. They already have their opponents. Look at that.
That is...
I think that's a really good matchup for TNC.
Yeah, I think so too,
Yeah.
actually.
I don't think, that's
they're
a
probably
good
happy
one.
about that one.
There's so much scary stuff going on, and then get Alliance. I think it's like the least scary.
They match up poorly normally against the more disciplined, like the teams like the Vici Gaming, who's down in the lower bracket. A team like that can be quite scary for them. Fnatic, who know them really well, I think that's a team that could cause problems for them. But Alliance is, one of the best matchups they could get for that round.
Yeah. And for today, we're also going to find out who the opponent for Vici Gaming is. And that match will be played very shortly. Tigers versus paiN X. Before we move to a short break, final words on paiN Gaming. Pa, you already said you're expecting them to see, them in future majors and still do well and make it that route.
I mean, I don't know if they will do well in the coming majors,
But
but
you'll
I
see them.
expect them to be there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone like kicking them off the #1 SA slot for now.
And there's 2 slots at every major for the
Exactly.
region, so it's gonna be hard. They might make some changes if they're not happy with their results, but
But it's unlikely they won't be here.
All right. Well, that is it for paiN, and that is it for us for now, because we'll be right back after a break with another elimination best of 1 game.
Watch the player's point of view with your favorite setup. Follow your favorite Dota 2 player in every